I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Now, what it's got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
Vagina.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the U.S. Capitol building. If you've joined us today for the insurrection, please make sure you pick up a promotional leaflet on the way in, stay inside the safety cordons at all times, and if you get lost, speak to one of our Capitol police officers. They'll be sure to point you in the right direction. And be sure to set aside a little time today to join us for some insurrection activities, including our photography tour, our fancy dress competition, and have a go on our climbing wall. But don't forget those safety ropes. And I've now received the results of our fancy dress competition. The winner today is Jacob Chansley. That's Mr. Jacob Chansley. If you could report to your nearest Capitol Police officer, they'll be sure to give you your prize, a guided tour of the building. And all that's left is for me to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the insurrection. Wherever possible, please try to clean up after yourselves. Don't forget to visit the souvenir shop on the way out. And feel free to join us on the outdoor terrace for Nancy Pelosi's Insurrection Soiree. Grab yourself a light refreshment and enjoy the music of our very own fancy dress competition winner.
Too early. That never usually happens to me. But she said, I arrived too early. Happy January 6th, Hellions. I hope you're all spending the holiday surrounded by, hang on. I have my lectern tree. There you go. Happy January 6th, everybody. I hope you have your little lecterns lit. Kids gathered around, lots of gifts. I don't know where else to put this. I guess I could just put it right there. You can kind of see it. but that blocks my coffee. Greetings, everyone. We have a little squaring up to do, but it's a big day. It's a big day. It's January 6th, and Canada, you're welcome. We have decided to provide our 51st state with a gift on this January 6th. Justin Trudeau, Fidel Castro Jr. has resigned. Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! He's gone. He's gone. Now, ladies, every single woman, including X-Ray Girl in Canada, I want you to deeply reflect on this January 6th. And I want you to internalize this. I don't care if he looks like your pool boy. I don't care if he's cute. I don't care if he looks like your ski instructor. Policy, ladies, policy. This is why we allowed you to vote. And personally, I'm fine with you voting as long as you understand that. All right. But voting is a privilege, not a right. And you will lose your privilege the next time you fucking vote in somebody because he looks so cute. Oh my God, he's such a cute guy. You know, he's Fidel Castro's son, right? Right. I know you all imagined that, you know, your cute little, like, life isn't a Hallmark movie, okay? It's not. There's real consequences. How you feeling? I got to put this down. Sorry. It's just, I'm going to knock it down. So we're going to do some squaring up later, but we're going to cover some news. Of course, the Golden Globes, which I watched about 10 minutes of. Our good friends over at Film Threat covered it. I think Steph was there. Badger, Valiant, Alan Ing. No, I didn't get an invite again. But oh well. But I'll go over briefly some winners and losers. The thing is, most of the movies you will not have seen or even heard of. And the cinephiles in LA will scream, "You should have watched them." It's like, no. For one, and we'll get into it, any fucking movie that's a dude's name or a girl's name, that's the most unimaginative titles ever. And I just don't watch them. Michael Collins, whatever, you know, I don't know if that's a movie. I can't even remember. But yeah, anything that's a dude's name. Plus, we're in the nerd sphere, so personally, spaceships, wizards, drug deal gone bad. That's kind of what I watch, and surreal stuff. I watched, finally watched the first episode of Severance from Ben Stiller, the man who complained about Tropic Thunder not being able to be made today, but still voted for Kamala and didn't make the correlation that the reason you can't make Tropic Thunder today is because of the people who support Kamala Harris. But someday maybe they will. There was one good victory and then a couple of outright robberies for the only show I gave a shit about. The Golden Globes is kind of a mishmash of the Emmys and the Academy Awards. They've always been kind of weird. Nobody really knows much about the foreign press. Of course, there was the controversy of the foreign press being racist, and they actually stopped the Golden Globes, and then they restarted it. But quite frankly, the Golden Globes did give us our greatest moment in awards show history with Ricky Gervais and his monologue. Yeah, Glazer, that is controlled opposition, man. That's kind of like the Whitney Cummings thing. We talked about it on Friday Night Tights. Hollywood's going to roast itself, but it will be pre-scripted, pre-screened, and it will be allowed by people who are still politically aligned with that. The Whitney Cummings thing, like I said, it's great that she did it on CNN. It was also read off a teleprompter. It was also pre-approved. Chrissy has been out there pointing out that she did play venues that they did require the jab, which Chrissy would not do and many comedians would not do. So I know that we have been saying this for years, that once this shit died, so many people were, I was always against this stuff anyway. Wasn't it crazy? Bullshit. Remember, Hollywood is filled with a bunch of fake opportunists, and the future is authenticity. And I didn't find that to be that authentic, to be honest with you. I didn't find it to be authentic. They just realized they've gone too far, and they're trying to pump the brakes. I've made the analogy before. They had a big old fucking Coke-fueled party in mom and dad's mansion, and now mom and dad have come home, and they realize the error of their ways. About 4 years too late. About 4 years too late. So I am all for, like, Jim Gaffigan coming out and saying, listen, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have done that. Like that I'm fine with those apologies. I think that's good. I think that's good to be humble, and we want to welcome those people. And I'm not going to be super welcoming to the people who won't acknowledge any of that, just like pretend nothing happened, or like, let's show some grace. Maybe someday there'll be a time for that. Today is not that day. Oh, I'm sorry, UK. Canada's celebrating. America's celebrating. Poor old UK is like that meme. Is it Pablo Escobar? The guy's like sitting in the empty pool by himself, sitting at the table by himself. That's what the UK is right now. Sorry, buddies out there. We love you. Hopefully we'll be allowed in. We are going to the UK this year. Hopefully they let us in. Let's see who's here. English Batchers. Speaking of the UK. Greetings. Andrew Harrison, Piddly Widley, Christopher Brown, Sammy, Def 81. Is she something? I just went by so fast. Sorry. Hackos, Zodlander. What's up? How's it going? Noons. Hello, milady. See, I got it right now. Hertz Donut, George, Drax, JB, Brick House. She's on brick. Luke, Dread Pirate Mikey, The Optic Nerve X. Oh, don't say nerve right now. I'm getting my very first ever root canal tomorrow after BBC. It's going to be fun. What's going to be even more fun is I don't take pain medication. That's going to be even more fun. Can't fucking wait. I can't pronounce that name. Medi, what's up? Rev, Gordon, Calvin, welcome. We do get the electoral certification today, and it's got to be certified by Kamala Harris. I think that happens. They're going to start convening in about 40 minutes. We might overlap with that. I'll put it up on the screen. If that's happening after the stream, please go raid D-Day Cobra when we're done. I think he's starting a little bit later. If you're out there, Jeremy, what's up? What's up? Hitting the ground running, kinda this year, Geek Grind coffee. Some Geek Grind coffee right here. Good stuff, man. But I have to promote another coffee now, so forgive me. Just to let you know, I'll drink any coffee. I'm a coffee fiend. So if you want to drink coffee brand coffee, that's cool. That's cool. But I'll also drink Geek Grind. I miss Pete's Coffee. Pete's Coffee in San Francisco was the strongest and the best. I think we have one in an airport somewhere here, but Pete's Coffee, yeah, it comes from a bunch of hippies, but fuck, it's good coffee. And they're not as obnoxious as Starbucks. I miss Pete's. Pete's powered many of my live streams. But we have another coffee to talk about, and that's the sponsor. And this is a big supporter of Rumble. Sorry to DSP you there. Hang on. There we go. 1775 coffee. It's time to make mornings great again. If your coffee tastes like it was brewed in the UN meeting, watered down, directionless, and catering to the lowest common denominator. You deserve better. Enter 1775's Vitality Coffee, bold and built for patriots who lead, not follow. Lion's Mane and Reishi sharpen your focus faster than calling out fake news, while Hydroceps powers your energy like Trump tweet at 2 a.m. God, I miss those. And those hand-picked Bolivian beans, they're so bold, they make Starbucks taste like it was brewed with the tears of woke baristas. I thought it was. I thought it was. No fillers, no comparisons, and proudly backed by Rumble, the platform that stands for truth, independence, and the fight for freedom. Head over to 1775coffee.com. Use code Nerdrotic for 15% off and make mornings great again with coffee that delivers bold flavor, uncompromising quality, and the freedom Rumble defends every day. God bless America. God bless America. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Watched Landman last night, and holy shit, Jerry Jones, the owner of for the foreigners in our audience, you foreigners, Jerry Jones owns American football, which is real football, not that silly little soccer game you guys play with. You're flopping around and you get your juice boxes and your orange slices at halftime, and the whole team gets together and at the pizza parlor and rewatches the game. It's American football. He owns the Dallas Cowboys. His early tenure was filled with championships, and he hasn't done shit since. But dude, hang on. He can act. There's a scene. He can. I'm gonna play it. Well, no, we can't play the whole thing. I'll play it later. It's a pretty long scene, but it's talking about. Damn it! Hang on. I better not be getting sick. I feel fine. So it's he acts. He actually acts. And it's good. And it's emotional. And it connects with you. Gosh dang it. Sorry, folks. My apologies. You really should drink a bottle of water before you stream, and I didn't. So his scene is he's talking to John Hamm, blanking on the name right now, who just had a heart attack, and he's talking about basically how he got the money to get, and Taylor Sheridan does this. Like you'll see in Landman, there's like real oil guys telling a little anecdotal story to open up a scene. They're sitting at a bar, so they get real people in there who drill. Real landmen are in there, and then he brings in Jerry Jones, and he talks about how listening to his kids led him to buy a plot of land with some oil that gave him the money to buy the Cowboys. And then he goes into like basically how I just hired all my kids because I want to spend my time with my kids. And, we think nepotism, but then like the way he tells the story, it's like, oh man, that's kind of sweet. It's kind of nice. He just wanted to be around his kids. And he pulls it off. He gets emotional during it. And many people were saying it, and they're right. He's a better actor than he is a GM by far, because he's been acting like a GM for the last 20 years. But he did a really good job. He did a really fucking good job. I like the scene quite a bit. I text Jeremy. I'm like, holy fuck, Jerry Jones can act. So that was cool. Saw that last night. What I didn't see was all of the. I tried to watch the Golden Globes. I tried, and I'll watch the entire Academy Awards. I'll be on the watch party with Film Threat for that. But award shows to me are a 20th century model that has outlived its usefulness, especially now. Award shows used to be good, used to be exciting because we had watched minimum half, 3/4 of the stuff they're throwing up there. Now, this is the Harvey Weinstein effect and not there's the Me Too effect. But the Harvey Weinstein effect was basically payola to get his Miramax films to win. And instead of stuff that was, to me, the formula for Academy Awards you have to mix in success. There has to be some success with the film. People actually wanted to watch it. It can't be some art film that New York and LA watched, right? And even if it was the case, it was because the film was extraordinary. Shakespeare in Love was not extraordinary. It was one of the worst best pictures ever. Crash is up there too. Fuck Crash. And I like David Cronenberg. I like him, but fuck Crash. I hated that fucking movie. That effect kind of stuck. And then we started just getting independent. And I love it. I want independent films to succeed, but they quite often aren't extraordinary enough to win Best Picture. Now, I think Spider-Man 2 should have won Best Picture. I think Raiders of the Lost Ark should have won Best Picture. I think Star Wars should have won Best Picture. I think Blade Runner should have been won Best Picture, but wasn't even nominated. But we're talking about films that were nominated. I think Dark Knight, which I don't believe was nominated, should have won Best Picture that year. Because they were. Because if you put in a formula of critically acclaimed, made a fuck ton of money, hugely popular, good performances, I think that's a good combination for Best Picture. What could have brought down Dark Knight? Maybe Christian Bale doing Batman like this. Maybe. I mean, I'll accept that argument, but it's such a fucking good movie. It should have won Best Picture. And also, you think Best Picture, right, should be something that should stand the test of time. It should not be something like, do you remember the Best Picture from, because you used to be able to remember Best Pictures. Do you remember the Best Picture from 2022? I mean, sure, we're going to remember Oppenheimer. Okay, so that's kind of a throwback, and Oppenheimer should have won. But do you remember Coda? Do you hear anything about Coda? There's an ear, the silence is deafening about Coda. Yes, that Coda won Best Picture. So it should be something that stands the test of time, that you could think about. Like, this might be a timeless classic. The only argument that could be made for the 70s is they thought Star Wars was just disposable bubblegum garbage, and most of the old critics at the time did not understand that it was a paradigm shift in Hollywood, and it would change Hollywood forever. It would help bring in the blockbuster era. It was also one of the greatest films ever made. Just was. Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King should all have won Best Picture. Period. End of story. End of story. So we're gone are the days where, like, the Oscars or the Golden Globes never really had this power, where if it's an independent film that maybe a lot of critics were talking about and it just didn't get out to the masses, but that was the push that it needed to get out to the masses, those days are gone. Nobody's going to watch any of this fucking shit. Like, I've heard great things about The Brutalist. I have. It's 4 hours fucking long. It's 4 hours long. It's got an intermission, thank God. And maybe someday I'll check it out. But everything else, I'm like, I don't care. So let's go over these winners and losers real quick. I think we'll get the ratings tomorrow. And they, I couldn't tell you. I doubt they're going to be the highest ratings in Golden Globes history. I'm just going to say that. There was the only cringe thing was beforehand, was that dude in a dress. Here, I'll put you through that if I can find it. It was going around. Did Benny tweet it? I can count on Benny tweeting it, but he tweets like a 14-year-old girl. By the way, Benny was great on FNT last night. I am scrolling down. Lots of Kamala, January 6th, Trudeau's. Oh, there he is. I mean, yes, there he is. There he is, folks. Was this... Lovely, right?
Yeah, I want to end like that. Yeah. So you don't necessarily 180. Yeah.
So authentic. Oh my God, I can't stand it. So they were planning the photo shoot there, and does anything sum up 2024 more than that picture? Really? Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. So we got the winners and losers. This is from the Brit. I'm sorry, I'm using BBC.com. I do humbly apologize because they protect pedos, but they have a list here. Fuck the BBC, defund the BBC, get rid of the fucking BBC, fuck the BBC in every hole. Was that Dan Vask? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Dan Vask did show up to the Golden Globes last night, and he looked lovely. He looked absolutely lovely. He looked lovely. All right, so hands in the air for the people who've seen. I was talking to Chris, and yeah, like I was just giving him shit when I went to his chat yesterday and said, thanks for the invite, but it's like, honestly, I hadn't seen anything for at least before the Golden Globes. I will watch every Best Picture. I will watch. Just to be informed and stuff. But like, as I've said before, am I a cinephile? Not really. Not really. I'm not going to just sit down and watch any movie. I've never been that way. I'm a nerd. The channel's called Nerdrotic. I'll watch every fucking superhero movie, but I'm not going to sit and watch some one-legged lesbian waitress who just lost her father sit and cry with her girlfriend at a table for 2 hours. You're like, fuck. If like I've said before, drama's the other thing I kind of like the least. I'm sure there's some great ones out there that I've watched that are good. When they're really good, they're really good. But most of the time, if any of us want some real drama, it's Hollywood trying to put a reflection to a society they no longer understand. So if any of us want to remember drama, we can just remember something from our lives, some of the sadder moments of our lives. And personally, I think that's the easiest shit to make. It's the easiest shit to make, to sit down and cry about something. And I think comedy is that's why it's dead, is the most difficult thing to pull off, because you got to be born funny. I like stuff that takes you to that true escapism, that takes you away, or engaging characters. I'm fine with engage, like good dramas. Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad gets into the realm of fantasy, though. Okay, it does. But Breaking Bad is fucking awesome. Love Breaking Bad. True Detective was amazing. Best single season of television I've ever fucking seen, because it was character driven. That's what dramas are supposed to be most of the time. It's like, oh, does it hit the political beats? Okay, so winner, Emily Perez was the big winner at the Golden Globe. And you're going to go, who's Emily Perez? That's the name of a movie. The Golden Globe Awards 2025, and it took home 4 awards. So there was no like outright winner. And we said this was going to be like a really shitty year. I am surprised like Wicked didn't win more than it did. Right. But The Brutalist won 3 prizes, while actors including Demi Moore and Kieran Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother, were recognized, but highly nominated film Anora went home empty-handed. How many people saw Anora? Anybody see Anora? Anyone? Bueller? So let's go just quickly go through these lists. Demi Moore won for The Substance. Good. So we go best drama, The Brutalist. By all accounts, that's a worthy winner. Doom Part 2 was in there. That's probably the only movie that any of you watched. A complete unknown, the Bob Dylan stuff. That's from why am I oh god, I'm brave farting now. God, I hate being old. James Mangold, yes, who did Walk the Line, which I love. I love Walk the Line. So he does a biopic. I didn't run out and see this because I'm not the biggest Bob Dylan fan. I'm just not, but I heard it's pretty good. So I can understand if some of you saw A Complete Unknown. How about Conclave? How about Nickel Boys? How about September 5th? Those were the best dramas. Mind you, this is the Golden Globes. Best film, musical or comedy. Winner was Emily Perez over Wicked. And The Substance. The Real Pain, Challengers, and Honora. Didn't watch any of those. Best non-English language movie. We'll skip that. Best animated film, Flow over Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Moana 2, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. I'm going to watch that tomorrow. I love Wallace and Gromit. And The Wild Robot. Now, a lot of people like The Wild Robot, but Flow won. Cinematic and box office achievement. Wicked wins over Deadpool and Wolverine. And this is basically out of the blockbusters. What was the best blockbuster? I would say the most critically acclaimed and, as far as domestic haul with the box office, Wicked winning does not surprise me over Deadpool and Wolverine, which was a solid, to me, 7 out of 10. Beetlejuice, Alien Romulus, which is just Alien redo. A well done greatest hits by a cover band, but still a greatest hits by a cover band. That's my opinion of Alien Romulus. Not the worst film of the world, but definitely not anything new or exciting. Gladiator 2, which sucked. Inside Out 2, I did not watch. Twisters, I liked Twisters, and The Wild Robot. Wicked winning, fine. I don't care. Best actress for a drama, Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here. There's Pamela Anderson and Angelina Jolie, Nicole Kidman. So this is all for The Last Showgirl, Maria, Baby Girl, The Room Next Door, Lee. I'm sure every person watched all of those movies. Best actor drama, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, and it sounds like it's well deserved. A Complete Unknown by Timothée Chalamet. Daniel Craig, Queer. Well, we know that. Sing Sing Conclave, and The Apprentice, Sebastian Stan, which, hey, at least they mentioned the movie, which was not nice to Trump. Best actress, musical or comedy, winner, Demi Moore. Good. Glad she won that one. There's Amy Adams in Night Bitch. Cynthia Erivo in Wicked, who wasn't bad in Wicked. I just hate musicals. Carla Sofia Gascon and Amelia Perez, and Honora and the Challengers. Best actor, musical comedy, Sebastian Stan, A Different Man. That's fine. So there's best supporting. Again, over and over again, you see Conclave, Amelia Perez. The Substance at least got, a lot of word of mouth. Honora, The Brutalist, The Apprentice, Gladiator 2, Honora, Conclave, Amelia Perez. Let's get down to TV shows, because this is where the bullshit starts to happen. So best TV drama. Now, this is a series. This is a continuing series, not a limited series, which I believe Penguin was. But Shogun won, and that's deserved. I think that's deserved. Shogun was a very, very good show. Squid Game was in there. I don't know how the fuck that is possible. How is Squid Game in there over, Tulsa King? How is Squid Game in there over, are we getting a season 2 of The Penguin? I don't know. But Squid Game should not be in there at all. At all. Mr. and Mrs. Smith over Tulsa King. Get the fuck out of here. But Shogun winning, deserved. Best TV series comedy, Hacks wins over The Gentleman. Complete bullshit. Get out of here. Baby Reindeer, best limited series, Baby Reindeer wins over The Penguin. Best actress, best actor drama. So you're wondering, hey, where's Colin Farrell? He does win, but first, this is the biggest robbery in the history of the Golden Globes. Having suffered 2 episodes of True Detective Night Country, which is True Detective DEI, it's fucking terrible. Jodie Foster Good career, great actress, was not in the same universe as Kristen Milotti from The Penguin. Right there. That is just fucking bullshit. But again, nobody knows who votes for the Golden Globes. Whatever. And then our boy Colin Farrell won for Best Actor in a Limited Series. Well deserved. And the rest of it, I just don't care. But this is fucking highway robbery. This is bullshit. This is political. That's it. That's all. And whatever. It's the Golden Globes. Yeah, bigger name. And the thing is, with the Golden Globes, they like with the Academy Awards, there's at least checks and balances, supposedly. Golden Globes, an agency pays off some dudes and they win their award. That's Pia Zadora won an award. Okay. Go look into the Pia Zadora thing. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. All right. I think this is culturally relevant. We have here we go. Justin has resigned. Oh, just start out with some good news. Here we go. You guys ready?
I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with.
Did they support you freezing bank accounts of your citizens?
Last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister.
He sounds like a gay kindergarten teacher.
Nationwide competitive
talking
process.
Okay,
Last night, I asked the president of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it is
something they haven't had.
To me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election. I've also had a chance to reflect and have long talk.
Basically, they yanked him because I'm forgetting the other guy's name. Sorry, not the guy who's leading in Canada. The guy who seems pretty good. They know Justin Trudeau can't compete, so they're gonna try to roll up somebody. But I think sorry, what's that guy's name? Pierre something. Pierre. We'll just say Pierre. Pierre looks like he's gonna win, but you tell me in Canada because I'm not there. And AIDS, what is that? AIDS fairy tale? That's what it sounds like we was about to tell. But yeah, it sounds like they just know they want to try to roll up somebody who can compete. I don't really know how your crazy fucking parliamentary bullshit goes on over there. You figure it out. Hopefully, Pierre Escargot. I don't think that's his name. Is it? Whatever it is, I hope he wins. I like the guy. I love that interview where he's just sitting there fucking eating the apple. What people say. Some people say in the government that you're what people say. Who says it? Well, some people. Who says it? Pierre, is it Poilievre? Pierre Poilievre. I hope he wins. Whatever his fucking name is. I hope he wins. I think, we need a good governor in our 51st state. No, for one, I am completely 100. It's ridiculous. We're not going to annex Canada. They have a lot of resources. That's great. But they also have a lot of fucking wacky citizens who are basically snowed in Californians. I do not want to add another California to our country. No, thank you. You're on your own. Love the Canadian viewers out there. Love you guys to death. Fix your own problems. And then start drilling your own oil. You'll be a fucking superpower. You have so much fucking oil up there. Ridiculous amounts of oil. You don't need to import any of it. But there you go. Love you, Canada, but you're on your own, son. You're on your own. Plus, there's Quebec. Holy shit. Holy shit. Frozen Puerto Rico. Chat. No, it's cleaner. Canada's cleaner. At least last time I was there. Last time I was in Canada, it wasn't even a country. It belonged to the UK. 76. I was a wee lad. Okay, true. I was there at the founding of Canada. I was there. So he gone. I believe. Let me check the news. Let me check the news. Where do I go? God, I don't go to news. I need to go find. Is it just Fox News? Will they be going live with this? Ugh. Oh, there's Will Kane. What's up, Will? Love you, buddy. I just like going to mainstream media for a live feed is it feels a little icky because it is. All right. Well, I'll figure it's not, they're not even convening it for like 10 more minutes. They're not the Hill. Oh, the Hill. Thank you. Yeah, God, thank you. I can go to the Hill. Yeah, the Hill. Good chat. You guys are great. God bless you. Bless you. Happening now. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. House is in recess until approximately 12:55 p.m. Eastern time, which is 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So we can read some soupy doopies. Yes, I have my Boondock Saint shirt on. I'm a bit of a fan of that movie. I'm a bit of a fan of Troy Duffy. Hey, Troy Duffy, you out there, bro? Let's talk. He sent me an email, which was funny as hell, right? Because I guess Chris connected us because there's a great interview with Chris and Alan at Film Threat, and Chris was like, "Dude, you got to talk to this guy. He's awesome." And I'm like, "Oh my God," I'm a little starstruck because I fucking love his story. By the way, he if you watch the Boondock Saints, definitely watch Overnight, which is the documentary about him, which is not flattering to him, but he's embraced that, which I love. So he sends me sent me an email and I missed it. And he sends me another one calling me a gamer word to get my attention. I was fucking hilarious. And I'm like, what's up? It's so funny. And it's this job is so surreal. It's like, you chit chat with the director of the Boondock Saints. I chit chat with the producer of Dread. Yes, I did that recently. Had a little chit chat with the producer of Dread. We're going to get them on a stream soon. And maybe we could talk about because so many of you wonder how come we don't have a Dread sequel? There seems to be enough. It's got a ton of goodwill. It's the most popular underrated movie of all time. I think they could crowdfund it easily. A little more complicated than that, but there is an explanation, and I'd love for him to give it to you guys. Dread is fucking awesome. And before I say names or anything like that, but guy's really cool. Based. So both guys I talked to, based. So we're gonna get them on. I think a Nooner. I think we'll get them on with Chris, and I think it'll be a good show. Because they can talk about a wide variety of subjects, not just one thing. Also, it's also the producer of Castlevania, which started out really good. Gotta say, like the first couple of seasons of Castlevania, went off the rails afterwards. Carl Urban's Dredd. Yes. I listen, there's a soft spot in my heart for Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd. Okay. I love it. But Carl Urban's Dredd is one of the greatest, you can't say superhero, comic book films ever made. I would say it's in the top 10, easily in the top 10 comic book films ever made. But I do like Judge Dredd. Carl Urban doesn't take off the helmet. Like, you don't take off the fucking helmet. I love Sly, though. Love him. Love him. So as this, it still hasn't started. So I'm going to read some soups, and then we're going to whip this out and see Kamala, while we're reading, the square ups and stuff. We had a really good, I mean, you're ultimately the judge of this. Okay. I feel like we had a good show last night on Forbidden Frontier on our first episode of the year. And we really got into as much as we could. I could have gone on for hours on that. And maybe we will in the future as I said last night, the Tesla bomb has spawned conspiracy theories for the next 100 years. We don't have any real answers. It gets weirder by the minute. And I think a lot of people just want to go, you know what? It probably was just a very tragic case of PTSD, switching medications. And if anything, if it brings awareness to more awareness to what our veterans are suffering from, especially the ones that have seen like real combat, but any veteran, anybody who's suffered from PTSD, I've suffered from PTSD. Okay. So I have great sympathy for it. I've lost a friend to self-deletion over, changing medication. I have many years ago. So I have my feelings on that. So that could be real. And if anything, it brings more awareness to them and we start treating them better than we do. Cause there's been improvements, but it's nowhere near where it should be. That's good. But as far as spawning conspiracy theories, gravitic propulsion, dude, this spider webs. You see the spider webs of conspiracies will be built. I'm all for it, by the way, because I think that's people, I don't care how fucking crazy you get. It's people trying to figure shit out. But holy crap. That was a crazy episode. We had a huge crowd. So thank you for it's on this channel right now. It's also on Rumble. So if you're watching on Rumble, by the way, this is the Rumble Nooner. It's on Rumble every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Central, Forbidden Frontier, and we get into all kinds of stuff, including conspiracies. That's why we're on Rumble. So we talked about it pretty freely. We were dual streaming. Can't say, I don't know, X-Ray Girl, if you're out there. Oh, she's not out there. I didn't even check to see if we're demonetized. I just assume we are, and I don't care. I'm not even going to fight it. Just go watch it on Rumble. Go watch it on Rumble. I'm keeping an eye on this. Hasn't started yet. Oh, it's in the Hill's got it in subscriber only mode. You freaking gay. Oh yeah. Limiting replies on Twitter to verified users is verified gay. Just want to point that out. It's verified gay to do that. I will never do it. Twitter is a place to have fun. I don't hate it. I'm not going to hate on Elon Musk. I think that's fucking ridiculous. I think we can have conversations. We can not agree with them and have these arguments on Twitter. And I think that's fine. I also think censorship is super gay and it's not supposed to happen there. But I think us expecting to be as free as like Rumble is at this time, I think that's a little much. Oh, holy shit. So I was like, what the fuck was that noise? You didn't hear it. The house has come to order. The house has come to order. So the vice president. Boo. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, is that Nancy? I can't tell. Maybe not. No, it's not Nancy. It's everybody's rolling in. Bunch of people in suits. Half of them are degenerate fucking weirdos who probably belong in jail, including this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a live view of the swamp. Here comes Kamala. They're about to count the electoral votes. You know, you come to Nerdrotic for well-informed political commentary. Rand Paul is the man. Fucking love that dude. Mike Johnson was settling. I understand the game of politics. I understand that you had to settle. I understand all that. Hopefully they can take care of him later in the future. See, there's certain things politically you have to table until later. Like H-1B visas, definitely a conversation to be had. I'm glad it's going on the internet. No intention of stopping it. People have their opinions. But I think as far as importance, I would wait till later. I would focus on stopping wars. I would focus on closing down the border. I would focus on, and then immediately after that, start focusing on the American worker. And then you can get the H-1B visas. I'm fine with that. I just think can't solve everything at once. This is going to take longer than Trump's 4 years to fix. So I think it's really good to have healthy debates. Just don't drive people away. Don't cancel people. Don't be the fucking left. Don't be the fucking left. But you know what? By all means, have your opinion. And that's how we make progress. Doesn't mean don't speak out. Absolutely speak out. By all means, speak out. Because if you don't, nothing's going to change. But I'm just saying priorities. That's all. Are we going to just look at them jerking each other off? Yeah, this is boring. So as soon as I hear something, we'll keep it low. But right now, it's just, do you got that insider trading info? Yes, I do. Man, we're going to make a lot of money, boy. It's a bummer. No more Diddy parties. A few of them are out there going, so what country are you going to flee to when they release the Epstein list? Yep, look at them all working hard. You paid for all this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen of America. You paid for all this. Look at that all. Hey, woohoo. I'm not seeing enough we're fucked faces because some of you are. Some of you are. Yeah, we're never going to see that list. You're absolutely right. Even if the Trump administration goes and finds it, they'll go, we have every list back to the dawn of this country, but we lost that one. It's amazing. Weird. Weird. All right, I'm going to answer some questions while we are watching this really boring handshaking, jerking off thing. But it's a good day. It's a great day. It's a good day. It's a great day. He's going to get certified. Now, there are some geniuses on TikTok that said that Kamala's going to take over today. Wink. Nobody's expecting it. Let's see if that happens. Let's see if that happens. Let's see if that happens. I'm trying to figure out what I'm just going to announce it. Noons has gifted 50 Nerdrotic live memberships for $250, but was that from last night? I can't. Noons has gifted 50 Nerdrotic live memberships, $250. Holy shit. Thank you, my lady. Eddie Brock, 9043 for £5 British. Will you be streaming Indiana Jones and the Great Circle this month? Yes, this month. If you are a great gamer, as you say you are, you need to prove it, Boomer. You know what? I'll back it up with my actions, Eddie. Okay? I will. You're right. In the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer, this is also from Eddie Brock for €5. Sorry. The high school jock scene in PD is Randy. Oh, it's Robbie Robertson's kid. I was wondering, not Flash. Okay. You could tell them the hard R on his by his jacket. Yes. I was, I'm still trying to figure. I'm guessing Liz Allen was the really tall black girl. That's my guess on Liz Allen, and I think Mary Jane was the Asian girl. But they didn't say any names in the trailer. We'll find out. We will find out. They're still chit chatting, right? Blah 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 blah. Ryan, okay, so this is we're getting into the square up portion, but we will break away once they start oh, I was on the wrong one. Once we break away. Okay. I'm leaning up. You know what? I really should move that. Hang on. I can fix that. I'm always leaning over because my camera's in the way. But I don't need it to be in the way. Oh, that doesn't need to be up. Excuse me. Boo. Let's get rid of that. All right. Mike Zero Source for $10 says Michelle Yao will follow up with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Klingon. Yes. Michelle Yao was paid $12 million to be in Section 31. $12 million. Michelle, you get that money, girl. I don't begrudge her for taking the money. I would take the money too. She's terrible in that role. She's a good actress. She's terrible in that role. But get your money, girl. You go, girl. With all the talk about Der Fuhrer during today's FNT, I recommend the film Downfall, says Raz Naz for $5. Judah for 20 says the original author writes the story and dictates what is and is not in their work. Fans are the ones who ensure it remains honest regardless of who writes it. Without fans, who's there to care? Fans make popularity. That is a great super chat. Well said. Absolutely true. This is why in the great debate of pop culture, so many have lost because they're disingenuous, because they don't want to debate the ideas. It's usually ad hominem attacks. It's usually whatever fucking attack they want to throw on me. That's fine. I don't give a shit. But nobody ever really goes out there and makes a half an hour video, 37-minute video, 16-minute video, breaking down the plot, breaking down the characterization, and telling you exactly why I didn't like it or liked it. I have a half-hour video on One Piece. I love that video. It's one of my favorite, and it's just me fucking liking One Piece, right? I also have a video on Dune 2, which I liked. Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine, which I liked. I also have stuff that I didn't like. Most of it's shit. Most of it's always shit. But I tell you why. So we never hear from the other side. Like, make a fucking half-hour video on why Alien Romulus is the greatest thing ever made. And you know what? That's good. That's an exchange of ideas. I have no problem with it. And I have no problem with people like it. A lot of people liked it. Okay, great. Don't let me ruin your good time. And I can't. I hear, remember when what was his name? Grayson tried to cancel me personally. Oh, here comes the gavel. He used the word, we've allowed people. We've allowed people. Have you allowed me? Am I allowed? Are they allowed? Are people in the chat allowed? Are we allowed? Fuck off. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker and members of Congress, pursuant to the Constitution and laws of the United States, the Senate and House of Representatives are meeting in joint session to verify the certificates and count the votes of the electors of the several states for president and vice president.
Could you imagine 4 years of this voice?
After ascertainment has been had, that the certificates are authentic and correct in form, the tellers will count and make a list of the votes cast by the electors of the several states. The tellers on the part of the two houses will take their places at the clerk's desk.
Hey, at least she managed to get that out. Maybe she only had like her shot of whiskey in the morning. Maybe a mimosa. Maybe just a mimosa or a Bloody Mary. What do you guys think? Mimosa or Bloody Mary? Before she went out. I'm just thinking of chick drinks. Okay. My wife enjoys a mimosa and or a Bloody Mary. She also remembers the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance.
Action. Without objection,
Screwdriver.
the tellers
I'm
will
at
dispense
screwdriver.
with reading formal portions of the certificates. After ascertaining that the certificates are regular in form and authentic, the
Mimosa,
tellers
not
will announce the votes
mimosa.
cast by the electors for each state, beginning with Alabama.
Alabama, Jeremy State. Hey, they managed to spell something and count. Let's see if they can do it.
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Alabama seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 9 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Florida received 9 votes for vice president.
Greenbow, Alabama.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Alaska seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J.
Only
Trump of the
48
state of
states
Florida
to go.
received 3 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state
I
of
can
Ohio
try.
received 3 votes for vice president.
Sorry. The volume was down.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Arizona seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it
Seems to
appears
be.
therefrom
And
that Donald J.
appears-
Trump of the state of Florida received 11 votes for
Why
president,
do-
and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio
Why do they say
received
seems to be and
11 votes
appears?
for vice president.
I'm looking at the chat. Only 47
Madam President,
states
the
to go,
certificate of the
ladies and
electoral
gentlemen.
vote of the state of Arkansas seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes.
Way to go, Florida. FLA.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of California seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 54 votes for president,
Proceed.
and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 54 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Colorado seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 10 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 10 votes for vice president.
Colorado. That's the
Madam
altitude.
President, the
all that pot you're
certificate of the
smoking.
electoral vote of the state of Connecticut
Oh,
seems
God.
to be regular in form and authentic, and it
the
appears
suburbs of
therefrom
New
that
York.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 7 votes for
I don't think I can
president,
do
and Tim
every
Walz
state.
of the state of Minnesota received 7 votes for vice president.
Not enough.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Delaware seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes.
Is California
for
done
president,
counting
and
yet
Tim
in the
Walz of
chat?
state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president.
That's right. It took him forever. Thanks,
Madam
babe.
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the District of Columbia seems to be irregular in form, inauthentic, and it appears therefrom
Inauthentic?
that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president.
Not enough, bitches.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Florida seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 30 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 30 votes.
Florida, see you in a month. Be in the lovely state of Florida in 1 month.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Georgia seems to be regular in form and authentic.
Swing
and
state.
it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the
They
state
tried
of Florida
and
received
failed,
16
ladies and
votes
gentlemen.
and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio
Too big to rig. I like Florida. Some good people over there. It's a weird place, but I like weird.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Hawaii seems to be regular in form
You know,
and
okay,
authentic, and it
I'm going to
appears
turn this
therefrom
down.
that Kamala D.
Hawaii.
Harris of the state of California received
Hawaii.
4 votes for president, and Tim Walz
What the fuck's wrong with you?
for vice
What,
president.
like Maui burned. They did nothing. They were slow to react. The police there told people to stay inside. The people who disobeyed were the people who fucking survived. And you voted for more of this. The fuck's wrong with you?
4 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Illinois seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 19 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 19 votes for vice president.
Fucking Hawaii, man.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Indiana seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 11 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 11 votes for vice president.
Thank you, Indiana. Home of Gary, Indiana. But I think the world has a bone to pick with you because that's where Ryan Kinnell came from.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Iowa seems to be regular in form and authentic.
Remember
and it
when
appears
Trump was going to
therefrom
lose
that
Iowa?
Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Kansas seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Well done. Ryan's forehead
Madam
forehead
President,
should have its
the
own
certificate of
congressman.
the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Kentucky seems to be regular in form and authentic, and appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 8
Ryan's
votes for
forehead
president,
should have its own
and J.D. Vance of the
representation.
state of Ohio received 8 votes for vice president.
Oh, no.
Madam
Poor
President,
Ryan.
the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Louisiana seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 8 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 8 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Maine seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of
I
the state of
assume,
California
personally,
received 3 votes for president.
everybody's
Donald
on
J.
drugs
Trump
there.
of the state of Florida received 1 vote for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 1 vote for vice president.
There you go. There you go.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Maryland seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 10 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 10 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 11 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 11 votes for vice president.
Apology accepted, Captain Nita.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Michigan seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 15 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 15 votes for vice president.
Kamala having to
Madam
reside over all
President,
this
the
is
certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Minnesota seems to be regular in form and authentic,
Madam
and
President.
it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris
What's this
of the
Madam
state of
President shit?
California received
she
10
president?
votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 10 votes for vice president.
I'm out of touch when it comes to
Madam
sports.
President,
That is
the
true.
certificate of the electoral vote
baseball.
of the state of Mississippi
Except for
seems
baseball.
to
I
be
pay
regular
attention to
in form and
baseball.
authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump
I
of the
have
state
to
of
admit,
Florida
I've
received
dipped
6
back into
votes
the
for
NFL
president,
because fucking
and J.D.
Harbaugh is
Vance
awesome.
of the state of Ohio
And my son is a
received 6 votes
huge
for vice
Charger fan. He's
president.
really excited. I hate Dean Spano, so.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Missouri seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 10 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 10 votes for vice president.
I liked, we stayed a night in Springfield, Missouri. It was, I
Madam
like
President,
Springfield, Missouri.
the
It's
certificate
really nice.
of the electoral vote of the state of Montana seems to be
Parts of it.
regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 4 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president.
Yeah, they're probably going to win. I don't think Chargers going to win this year. I want a Bills Lions Super Bowl.
Madam
I think that'd
President,
be good.
the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Nebraska seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 4 votes for president, and Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 1 vote for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received
Vice
1
president
vote
is
for
president
vice
of the
president.
Senate. Thank you. I've been kicked out of 3 high schools, so thank you, chat, for correcting me.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Nevada seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D.
Greetings,
Vance of the
Electrobeard.
state of
Welcome.
Ohio
Welcome to the
received
chat.
6 votes for vice president.
I see why Jeremy does this. It's fucking easy. I just sit there, make a pithy comment once in a while, and just kind of let
Madam
this shit go.
President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New Hampshire seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 4 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 4 votes for vice president.
Muted. Please clap.
Madam President,
Thanks,
the
Jason.
certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New Jersey seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D.
You're
Harris
telling
of the
me that
state of
like I'm the
California
retard who
received
finished the
14
race.
votes for president, and Tim
Good job,
Walz of the
Gary.
state of Minnesota
Right there.
received 14 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New Mexico.
No
seems
feds
to be
breaking
regular in
windows
form
this time
and
around.
authentic.
They just
And it
tried to
appears
kill our
therefrom that
president
Kamala
twice.
D. Harris of the state of California received 5 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 5 votes for vice president.
New Mexico is
The
stupid.
certificate of the electoral vote of the state of New York.
New
seems to
Mexico
be
has
regular
George
in
R. R.
form
Martin,
and
who can't
authentic.
finish
It
writing
appears
his book
therefrom
because of the rise of
Kamala D.
fascism.
Harris of the state of California received 28 votes for president. Tim Walz of the
Without
state
being
of
aware
Minnesota
that his guy
received
was in
28
office for the
votes
last
for
4
vice
years.
president.
Yeah, so there's New Mexico. You know how you know you're in New Mexico when you go through when you go driving up through El
Madam
Paso,
President, the certificate of the electoral vote,
which I do quite often. So you drive through El Paso and then you hit that border and it's just fucking weed shops. Cannabis.
16 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio.
You know you're in New Mexico. They're right there, right nuzzled up to the border. Right before you go to Las Cruces.
Madam President, the certificate of the
This is a bit of a
electoral vote
hellhole.
of the state of North Dakota seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received
My mom
3
and my
votes
little
for
sister
president,
live in
and
New
J.D.
Mexico.
Vance of the state of
They're
Ohio
based.
received 3 votes for vice president.
Hail. Hail, chat.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Ohio seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 17 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 17 votes for vice president.
Going back to Ohio.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Oklahoma seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 7 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 7 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Oregon seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 8 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 8 votes for vice president.
Interesting. Okay, so entertainment news while they rattle off. I don't want to interrupt.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
I don't want to interrupt
seems to be
this.
regular in form and authentic. And it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 19 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 19 votes for vice
A
president.
tall gay Republican got a bunch of Amish to fucking vote. Hell yeah.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Rhode Island seems to be
All right,
regular
fuck
in
Rhode
form.
Island. We got some entertainment news that somebody just brought up in the chat. I had to double check that, but that is indeed the case. Interesting. Disney's Hulu plus live TV and Fubo have combined. What does this mean? It means we're seeing the great convergence starting to happen because Tubi and Fubo and all of these commercial driven streaming networks that you don't have to sign up for and make and pay for are kicking their ass. 23% of Americans streaming purchases for America were down 23%. 23% because Disney's Hulu plus live TV is almost $100. YouTube's live TV is almost $100 That is one cable bill. And I pay for stuff here and there as I review it, but then I cancel immediately. There's other ways for me to review things. I'm not going to go into every way I review stuff. There's certain streaming services I do not subscribe to, period. But I did go back to Netflix. I have a Prime account. I have no problem having a Max account. I've always thought they had some of the best content. But other than that, I just go in, I pay, I cancel. Boom, 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 boom. And pretty soon you're going to have to pay and you'll get commercials anyway. Like I get annoyed, I pay for Prime Video. I don't get the commercials, but then I get a commercial for fucking a football game before I'm watching Babylon 5. That's a commercial. Fuck you. I paid to not get those. Even if it's for yourself, I paid to not get those. And a lot of times you pay for the non-commercial versions. It's only for stuff that's directly linked to that streaming service. If it's third party, you're still going to get commercials. Fuck these guys. But yeah, we're seeing the great convergence. Okay, back to this.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Utah seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance from the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Bravo.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Vermont.
NFL is all
seems to be
commercials. You're
regular in
right.
Form and
You're
authentic. Right. And it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president.
Hail to Tennessee.
Madam President, the
We like
certificate of
Tennessee.
the electoral vote of the Commonwealth
That's a
of
good
Virginia seems to be regular in form
Beautiful
and
state.
authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 13 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 13 votes for vice president.
Did we
Madam
miss
President,
Texas?
The certificate of the electoral vote
Sorry.
of the state of Washington.
I was going
seems
on
to
my
be regular
rant.
in form and authentic.
I could rewind it,
appears
but
therefrom the Kamala D. Harris of
My
the
bad.
state of California received 12 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 12 votes for vice president.
my bad. God bless Texas. I love it here, man.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of West Virginia seems to be regular,
West Virginia's
informed,
based.
and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 4 votes for president.
Good for them.
And J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received
I haven't
4 votes for vice president.
looked back. I haven't regretted. I haven't thought about California or missing California at all. Not for a nanosecond.
Madam President,
I love it here in
the
Texas.
electoral vote of the great state of Wisconsin seems to be regular in form. and
Wisconsin!
authentic. And it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 10 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 10
Look
votes.
at Wisconsin. Look at the cheeseheads. You did it. I don't fuck it up. Kind of like you
Madam
fucked up that
President,
game at the end.
The
Oh, shit.
certificate of the
Packers.
electoral vote of the state of Wyoming seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 3 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 3 votes for Vice President.
Both my boys are living in Wisconsin now.
Members of Congress, the certificates having been read, the tellers will ascertain and deliver
The Bears are
result
back.
to the President of the
They're
Senate.
1-0 in 2025. Okay, here we go.
Undersigned, Deb Fisher and Amy Klobuchar, tellers on the part of the Senate, and Brian Steele and Joseph Morelli, tellers on the part of the House of Representatives.
Here we
report
go.
the following as the result of the ascertainment and counting of the electoral vote for President and Vice President of the United States.
Timber shit
for the
is
term
fucking
beginning
awesome.
on the 20th day of January, 2025.
The state of the vote for the President of the United States as delivered to the President of the Senate is as follows. The whole number of the electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, the majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes.
Oh, it's
Kamala
good to
D.
hear.
Harris.
She had to read it. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yes. Oh. Let's fucking go.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
No. Shut up, you losers. In your face, Kamala. In your face. Oh my God, listen to all the men. Kamala.
The whole number of electors appointed to vote for Vice President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio has received 312 votes.
There's going to be a nerd in the White House. I fucking love it.
Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota has received 226 votes.
Oh.
This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2025.
14
and shall
days to
be
go.
entered
2 weeks.
together
Can we
with
make
the
it?
list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
Shut up, silly woman. Oh.
Of the Joint Senate having been concluded pursuant to Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 2, the 119th Congress, the chair declares this joint session dissolved. Thank you.
Vagina.
Oh, there we go. It's done. It's done. Oh my God. Did we? Trump dodged a couple of bullets. America dodged a fucking Gatling gun. Holy shit. Give yourself a round of applause, chat. USA, USA. Well done. Well done. Will the deep state go down without a fight? Well, January 1st showed you no. The answer is no, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said on Forbidden Frontier last night, this is the beginning of the fight. We were just fighting to get to the beginning of the fight. So buckle up, grab a helmet, constant vigilance, as Alistair Moody would say. Constant vigilance. This shit ain't over. We can't just relax and go, everything's going to be fine now. Far from it. I hope you had some nice time with your family. You ate your Wheaties, and you're ready for 2025. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And Canada has a chance. Now, Canadians, hope is not a strategy, okay? Hope is not a strategy. But one of the greatest things I saw from Canada, one of the greatest things I saw at all was the trucker protest and how they protested. It was a protest of mockery and joy, which is quite often what we do here on the social medias. It was a protest. They were memeing the government. There was bouncy castles. They were playing music. They were having fun. They weren't burning anything down. They weren't fucking anybody up. As a matter of fact, they were getting fucked up. They were getting trampled by horses sent by Justin Trudeau. But it was hard to vilify people as racist and misogynist when they're sitting in fucking bouncy castles and they got glow sticks like they're at a fucking rave. That's how you protest. That's how you protest. It was fucking great. Mockery. And they made a mockery of the government. The government froze their citizens' bank accounts. That is unconscionable. It's absolutely unconscionable. Yes, Trudeau's we played his resignation. He sounded like a gay kindergarten teacher wanting to groom some children. Like he couldn't sound any gayer. And as I said then, I hope the ladies of Canada have learned their lesson. Okay. We don't want voting is a privilege, not a right. And we don't vote for people because they're cute and they look like their pool boy or their ski instructor or their Pilates instructor. Or they look exactly like Fidel Castro. Thank you, Jason Hardy, for gifting a Nerdrotic Live membership. All right, we're going to get back to the square up. I'm going to go until 1:15. All right, so thank you for being here. We're starting the year off right. Well, the first was rough, okay? The first was rough. That was terrible. Those poor kids in New Orleans. And adults. Oh, did you hear the New Orleans assistant DA committed suicide yesterday? Isn't it weird? And please double check the number on this. After January 6th, we had a guy die of a stroke. People die of strokes. They tried to attribute him being killed at the Capitol. Sorry, he died. People die of strokes. It's very sad. And then was the number 5 officers committed suicide later? 5? Like later. That's crazy. That's really crazy. And that motherfucking piece of shit who shot Ashley Babbitt. All right, we'll get back to non-serious stuff. Back to the super chats that we got Friday night with Benny. Benny was fucking great, gracious with his time. Benny's always been really supportive. He's a good dude. He's a good dude, family man. Mike Zero Source for $10. I read that one. I got where did I leave off? You need to watch an episode of Sorbo's Hercules called Yes, Virginia. There is a Hercules. They lay a massive burn on Roberto Orsi and Alex Kurtzman. Do they? Yeah, because for one, that's the team that came from Sam Raimi. And the real talent was Roberto Orsi. Then he was systematically gotten rid of because Alex Kurtzman's a piece of shit. So he's remember, we wouldn't have gotten either of those guys if it wasn't for the strike and they crossed the line. Now, I don't care about crossing the line of strike. That doesn't bother me at all. Must Play reviews for $5. Happy New Year to the fellowship. Passed my goal of 500 subs for 2024. Going to 1,000 in 2025. Let's fucking go. Kyle Datters fan for $10 says, and the interview is the perfect snapshot of why pretty much every fan loves Henry Cavill. Yeah, we showed how he respects fans. The Super Cocky for $10 says, after lurking for years, I've decided it was about time to support a creator who actually reads super chats, unlike Jeremy, a homosexual man. He reads them. Are you talking about like, well, neither Jeremy or I actually read them because we're functionally illiterate, but I get what you're saying. Found you through the Hodge twins, Crowder, Quarter Black, Hale. Oh, awesome. Love the Hodge twins. I got nothing against Crowder. I didn't steal Quarter Black, by the way. Well, no, I didn't. I did not. We've talked about it before, but like Quarter Black reached out to me and my first response was, are you sure? And I gave him a lot of time to think about it. I'm like, be sure. Be sure. Okay. But Quarter Black wanted to get he wanted to just get out of like the politics part of it, right? Which I could do politics every day. Holy shit. That would be depressing. That would be depressing. Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos says, Gary, you got your Osborns confused the other day. Norman deleted Gwen Stacy. Yeah, I did. I mentioned it later in the stream. It's Norman. It wasn't Harry. Norman killed Gwen Stacy. But I know that because I actually have multiple versions of the comic. I've read it. But yeah, I got my Osborns screwed up. Look at Benny tonight, like a tiger, ready to spring into action. He was, Devin. But thank you, Albert, not a retro. Again, Super Nate for $10. In Brave New World if Brave New World is a better film than Superman, then the DCU is fucked. Yes. I think it's I think if I predict it will be a 7 out of 10 movie and it will do pretty well at the box office and they'll be able to continue stuff and maybe get better. That's my prediction. Could be totally fucking wrong. I think I predicted, and by the way, I'm 50-50 on box office stuff. So I think I'd somewhere between $700 and $800 million worldwide. It could make $2 billion. I don't fucking know. But it just looks like it's going to be all right. They need it to be the greatest thing ever, but they'll survive it being all right. If it is, and I do not absolutely I don't think it's going to flop at all. I think it will be a successful movie that will make its money back. But if for some reason, the minuscule chance that it does Marvel's movies, don't be surprised if DC pulls the fucking plug. That's what they do. Don't be surprised if they decide to like delay Supergirl and fast track a Batman movie with Alan Ritchson or whatever. What I always fucking mess his last name. Reacher. Comics Dad for $9.99. Gary, I would love to pick your brain and talk comics offline on the stream. Are you living? You are a living comic encyclopedia. Brain ain't what it used to be, buddy. I'm small channel, but I'm shooting my shot one day. I'm living a prayer. We could talk comics anytime. Yeah. Anytime. But I'm getting to the age where it has to be kind of fresher. And this is not an excuse. Like literally, there's some comics that I haven't read for 20 fucking years. Okay. So, I mean, the fact that I remember them at all is pretty good, I think. But, I was talking about like Sins of the Past. I haven't read that comic since it came out. So that was 2007, 8, something like that. 6, 7, 8. Sins of the Past is where Norman fucks Gwen Stacy. We showed it. It was Shad showed it on FNT. Yes, that happened. I'm a small okay, so A's viewpoint for 20 Brazilian pesos says Superman's trailer got a lot of likes because of high expectations. Says it's been a while since we are seeing him into the big screen. But the reality is the trailer is very meh. Hail to you all. Hail FNT. Blessed 2025. I agree with that. The trailer's meh. I personally, I'm interested in Superman. Am I excited for Superman? No. But I want Superman to be successful. It's one of my favorite all-time characters. I want the movie to be good. I would love to see a properly adapted DC universe. I would love to see that. I would, because like, you know what? People haven't seen it. I'm also very, very, very interested in Daredevil Born Again, even though it's technically Daredevil Born Again. And while we have the cast, and I think we have a decent director behind the scenes, not too sure about the writers because we don't have a Drew Goddard. We don't have a Steven DeKnight. So that's a problem. That's a problem because it was the writers and the people who conceived it. So Daredevil's greatest live action thing Marvel has ever produced. End of story. It's just the best, the most consistent, closest to the character, best adaptation of the comics, as far as like bringing it to television. Season 1 is unbelievable. Season 1 isn't just great superhero. Season 1 of Daredevil is great television. It's great television, period. I will be doing a video on Netflix's Daredevil before it comes out. This has been on my bucket list, and it's for pure enjoyment. Hopefully you like it. But this is something I promised Perry. He's been dying to edit it, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it before Daredevil Born Again comes out. And I want it to be good. And as I responded to Razor Fist yesterday, I said, dude, if they give us fucking halfway decent, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if they just don't fuck. They've already fucked the character. And I'm going to try to forget that he showed up in She-Hulk and got cucked. I'm going to forget that the Kingpin, the best villain in Marvel, up until he showed up in Hawkeye and was defeated by Kate Bishop and then got defeated by Echo. Hopefully they just like pretend none of that shit happened and they just move forward. And what I'm told from a friend of mine who's already, I'll just say I know a person who works at Marvel who's told, I know 3 people who work at Marvel. So 3 people that talk to me, all 3 of them. And I kind of say something when all 3 of them kind of back each other up. And there is an attempt to turn things around. They realize they fucked up. They have a lot of, but then they greenlight the champions and they kind of want their cake and eat it too. It's like, we're still going to do some of the diverse gay shit. We're just going to put it on Disney Plus, but we're not going to fuck around with the movies. It's not good enough. It's not, you should be aiming for quality the whole time. Fuck America. You don't need America Chavez. You don't need Ant-Man's daughter. You don't need the fucking champions. The real champions, by the way, Hercules, Angel, Iceman, Black Widow, Ghost Rider. 17-issue run. It's great. Not this fucking whatever the fuck they got going on from the all new, all different. So that being said, I was told that the Daredevil series is a slow burn, that he will not put on his costume until about midway. Has a very shocking first episode. And there's not a ton of interaction between Matt and Kingpin yet. They're building up to that, which I'm fine with. But he also said it's return to form. So we'll see. We'll see. Said it's really good. After the slow burn, kind of kicks ass. And I'm fine with that. So we'll find out in March. We'll find out in 2 months. Find out in 2 months. Superman's trailer got a lot of I read that one. Sorry. Paul Stramby for $9.99. A live action faithful adaptation of a Batman the Animated Series would sell better than anything. Agreed. absolutely right. 100% right. 1000% right. Batman and Superman are only superheroes I need. Yeah. You know what? Adapt Superman, the animated series. It's fucking great. Superman, the animated series is awesome. Wolves 1 is the greatest superhero movie all time because of how tragic it is. Superman pretends to be what he's there. We are. Superman sucks. Thank you for the super chat for $4.99. Marvel has X-Men. Yes, Marvel has X-Men, and they will fuck it up. You know what? Before my kid left, I'm like, let's do a movie night, man. So this was after FNT, right? It was after FNT. So I'm like, what do you want to watch? She's all, I want to watch the first X-Men movie. I'm like, fuck yeah, I got it in 4K. Let's fucking go. And god damn, I love that movie. It's so simple. I mean, like, yeah, sure, there's some questions. Like, how did they track down the mutants so easily? But like, dude, it's a really tight, well put together movie. Yes, by Bryan Singer, who fled to Israel after allegations that are probably true, but who knows? But it's such a fucking good movie. Watching it over again and seeing like the little young, skinny Hugh Jackman. And you know what? The stupid costume. I fucking hated the costumes back then, but it's fucking Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen are so fucking great in that. And I loved it. I loved it. Even you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing as everything else. A line written by Joss Whedon, by the way. As a black man, I'm sick and tired of all these pandering race swaps. It's an attack on fans of the source material and should be mocked by everyone. Flame Tiger, thank you for $5. Yeah, I mean it's pandering, and it's straight from the bigotry of lowered expectations. It's all here, little marginalized person. We, the benevolent, elite, woke white women of the world, have decided to give you some hand-me-downs because you are just too stupid to get an app and be able to go to vote or make your own characters or understand. And what it really is they don't want to put the time and resource into new characters or developing the characters that are already diverse in the Marvel universe. They want to slap on an established label, the same thing they did with the female doctor, because they don't really believe people will want it. And if they don't believe it, then you're not going to believe it. Get it? So that's why they have to do Captain African American. That's why they have to do race and gender swaps all the time. Because they don't really fucking believe it. I said that for fucking years. And thank God the world has noticed, but we've always had Flame Tiger and a lot of people out there, the DEA, a lot of people out there who have just called this shit out. Eric July called this shit out from day one. And it is a form of bigotry. It actually is. The real, oh man, I knew this from yesterday. Oh, the real Emperor Palpatine. It's all one word. I'm retarded. For $5. We are converting James Gunn to our side fast. I don't know about that. Bob Iger is selected to play Captain Cuck, says Mike Zero Source, for $10. Mike Zero, man. Woo. Edwin, for 89 Danish krona. I'm 15% of the U.S. population. I like KFC Kool-Aid for my dinner and watermelon for dessert, and I don't pay child support. Some may consider me I can't say that. And my favorite sport is basketball. Who am I? Yikes, Edwin. I had to edit that a little bit. But thank you for the 89 Swedish krona. Or no, oh man, he's gonna get mad at me now. Danish. It's a little bit of it. All you fucking white people look alike to me. Okay. Best movie of all time, True Romance. It's in my top 10. William Normile for $10. My top 10 movie list. True Romance is in there. We get it, Jeremy. You hate Zack Snyder, says Wild Dog Gamer Boy for $2. Yes. How many stars are inside informants for the feds? I'm sure there are some. Absolutely. Retro Meister for 1999. Hail FNT and Happy New Year, everyone. I believe we're in for a crazy year. Yep, you're right. Ahead of, in the case of both culture and politics, possibly both together before the 20th. Stay vigilant and hail to the fellowship. Absolutely. Stay vigilant. Always have your head in a swivel. You know, freedom is dangerous. You're never going to be safe and free. I think most of us are absolutely willing to accept that risk. I would rather be free than safe. I am fine with certain set of rules. I am fine with like basic rules. I'm okay with that. Always have been. But I'd rather be free than safe. I don't need to be safe from words ever. But here in America, you know, I'm sure the UK has this idea that there's shootings everywhere. And it might sound like there are, but America's a big fucking country. And yes, there are shootings everywhere, but it's also where you put yourself. You know, it's the same thing for the UK. It sounds like to us that they're just fucking raping babies and fucking, stabbing people everywhere. But it just depends on where you go, you know? So, yes, there is the possibility you could walk outside and get shot. You could also have a meteor land on you, or you can get in a car accident. It doesn't mean we don't go fucking outside. Freedom is dangerous. And sometimes the truth is ugly. I think we all want both. I think we're all willing to deal with both an ugly truth and a dangerous freedom. Hey, on a scale of from the acolyte to AIDS, how gay is Hollywood? Is a Hollywood opinion? AIDS. Thor Struple for 10 British pounds. I turned 20 on the 4th. Oh, happy birthday. And wanted to thank you people for a great year of chatting shit or talking shit. Shad, would you consider a vid on Reigersberg from Dad's home country, Austria? Absolutely awesome. 15th cent fort. I'll pass that on to Shad. Old Timer for $20 says, I still get so much entertainment because the movie stars are still looking at me like I'm important. And now I got to start this over. I still get so much entertainment because the movie stars are still saying, look at me, I'm important and no more than you. I think in my head, okay, debate Ben Shapiro or any right-leaning content creator. I'll get the popcorn. Yes, they won't. What would happen, and we've seen movie stars get into debates, they back down immediately. Immediately. It was only 10 days ago, Sean Penn said, MAGA is Al-Qaeda. And guess what? That was the new MPC download that started to push on the 1st. Garrett is quarter black, but his channel name is 3/4 N-word, says Jeremy David for $5. Sefrance for $10. Shad is your next sword. Shad in your next sword fight. Film it on a cloudy day to get rid of the hard shadows. It also helps with being able to film any shot during any time of the day. It's magic for retakes. It is, but like you can't plan a cloudy day, especially in Australia. Hope all of you have a happy new year. Shad, please accept this belated Christmas gift, a jar of Vegemite that I made from fecal matter of an ice troll that I killed in under 10 seconds. Casual Romp for $5 says, have you ever seen Comic Book the Movie? Yes, I have. If so, would you recommend it? Yeah. Sure. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but yes, I have seen Comic Book the Movie. Josh Kelsey, thank you for the $19.99. Thank you. TJ Jordan for $2. Just like NFT, the snow is arriving late. There you go. Oh, you mean FNT, but you said NFT. Grand Potato for $1.99. Potato. 2025 really started with a crash and bang. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Davey versus Davey for $9.99. Breaking: a judge has ordered the president-elect Donald Trump to be sentenced on January 10th in the hush money case. Yes, And it turns out he's going to be sentenced to absolutely nothing. It was a waste of time. New Yorkers, I hope you're very happy spending your new toll to your congestion toll you've turned into London, except, I mean, like, I listen, London is not what it used to be, but it's still cleaner than New York. It's still cleaner than New York. Yeah, I hope that money was well spent on absolutely nothing. Y'all should invite Infuso one day. Great YouTuber. Y'all agree on a lot. All right. Thank you, Sally. The Price is Right review for $5 says, never thought I'd see Benny on FNT in 2025 is starting to awesome. He's been on 4 times. Benny, you should take Trudeau's spot as governor of Canada with Trump. I would vote for that. Yeah, Benny's been on a lot. Benny got Vivek on FNT. That's fucking awesome. We got a member of the Doge. The Doge. You know, arguing some people with H-1B visa stuff, and that's fine. Argue away. Jeff Romatics for $2. Canada. Canada. What the fuck? Canada is gayer than AIDS. Canada. TJ Jordan for $2. Happy New Year, NFT. Oh, now you're just fucking with me. Thank you for everything. VJ the Village guitarist for $1.99. Hail FNT, hail Benny. Yes. For fuck's sake, cancel Disney Plus, says Graf Webb for $2. TJ Jordan for $5. If only Warner Brothers had spent $200 million on making Batman 2 instead of Joker 2. I'm 100% convinced Matt Reeves is WB's backup plan in the event Superman bombs. Maybe. I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. Matt Reeves, the Batman 2 has been delayed till 2027. That will be 5 years between movies. It's obligatory. James Gunn wants to do his own Batman. What's sad is I think there's actually more interest in the Batman sequel now than ever. I think it's the best time to strike while the fire is hot and fast track this thing based on the Penguin. But by the time it comes out, Penguin will be forgotten. But at least we're going to get a physical release of the Penguin because it's on Warner Brothers. At least we'll get a 4K. It's coming out in March. Can't wait. Comboy for $1.99. Thank you for the donation. So Uncivilized for $5. Landman is great, but half of the show is Billy Bob driving an F-250, driving down the road. Not half the show, just about a third. Drinking each time you see it would put you in the hospital. Yes, and every time he fucking burns a heater. Every time he lights up a heater. Let's close that. I watched last night's show. It's the penultimate episode. We get one more, and I will be going live on this channel after Landman airs. We'll do Forbidden Frontier, then I'm going to watch Landman, then we're going to go live, and we will discuss the first season right here next Sunday. If I can. Yep. So next Sunday, we're doing it. If only WB had I read that one. And his glasses for the Fellowship of America. Thank you all. Thank you, Robert Stevens, for $5. Jacob Wolf for $4.99. He's making a list, checking it twice. He's going to find out who's getting deported by ICE. Border czar Tom Hammond is coming to town. Yes, he is. Larry Escher for $20.25. Happy 2025 from Texas. Here's some cash for Ryan to buy a key light so he can stop looking like a Simpsons character. TJ Jordan for $2. I see FNT's New Year hasn't changed being late. No, progress, not perfection is our motto around here. Love to see Benny Johnson on here with the boys. Let's go. Hail the 199. And Ryan, I love you, but Bears suck. Join us. Go Pack Go. Well, Pack didn't go yesterday. TJ Jordan for $5. While 2015 Cinderella might be the best Disney live action movie, Die Hard is and always has been a Christmas movie. You're right. Taker 610 for $10. If Perry needs some intro ideas, there is a video out there called Klaus the Forklift Driver. It's a tongue-in-cheek forklift. Okay. Forklift. I don't know why I said corklift. Safety video. It gives you an idea of what's working with Jeremy is like, oh, okay. Corklift. Misspelled. Mark Bernard for 10 Austrian, not really sure. I've been binge watching Batman fan made films on YouTube, and it is frustrating to see what talented people can do with the minimal technology, money, and resources compared to slop we are getting dished out by Hollywood. Yep. Actually, big budgets, I think, hinder movies now more than help them. Will 2025 be the year the master gamer Gary tests his reflexes on classic Sonic game? No. Hail to the fellowship in the FNT. I haven't seen the panel since last year. Glad you're finally back. Gene the Revenant. Thank you for $10. John Skelly. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Ben Gabbard for $10. 2 months ago, you guys did a shout out for my dad's channel, Two Sheds Gabby. Yes. And he's gotten almost 1,000 new subscribers. Hail. That's awesome. Hail Two Sheds. Thank you so much. You are all the coolest. You're the coolest. Shout out to your pops, by the way. Shout out to your pops. Two Sheds Gabby, if you want to give it a sub. You're helping somebody's dad out. Nazer the Scapegoat for $20 says, sup, everybody. Wanted to give a shout out to a cool channel called Feral Historian. Trippy old nerd who goes up the mountains and talks about old sci-fi and fantasy stuff. Has a unique take in his and is very anti-authoritarian. I love this guy already. Can't wait to go check it out. Thomas Reynolds for $10. Gary, first time super chat. I'm looking for Superman comic recommendations. Keep up the good work. Hail the fellowship. Okay, if you've never read Superman before and you just want to jump into Superman, the recommendation that goes all the way back to my comic shop is Man of Steel by John Byrne. Just get Man of Steel by John Byrne. And that's a good primer, right? And if you like the character, then you can go back. It gets awfully confusing post-crisis, but Man of Steel by John Byrne. If you want just like an introduction to the character. And then if you really love it, then go back and find a Golden Age omnibus, and you can read from the Golden Age on. Man of Steel by John Byrne. It's fucking fantastic. Angela Richter for $5 gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership. Michael Desjardins has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership for 5. No, more than 1. So we got $25 and $25 from War Machine 300. That's more than 1 Nerdrotic membership. John Platt has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership for $5. Aurora Uplinks has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership for $5. And Jesus Davila has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership for $5. We got some starred comments. That wraps it up for FNT. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we got some members to throw out here. Yes, we for the square ups, we mostly turn off the super chat, so we make sure to get to the other super chats. Okay. It's want to focus on the older ones, and hopefully you're entertained. Noons is a new member. Thank you, Noons. Thank you for the $250 worth of Nerdrotic Live memberships. That's awesome. Eddie Brock, we've read these. Thank you, Eddie. Logan Miller has gifted 10 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you, Logan. David Harvey has gifted 10 Nerdrotic Live memberships. 10. That's $50. That's $50. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Noons, of course, gifted 50 for $250. David Harvey, you get applause too. And look at all these new members. Rhino Helix. Hi, Arthur. Selah. I don't want to butcher your last name. And then you gifted one. Look at that. You paid it forward. Look at that. Robbie 13 is a new member. Tricky, member for 21 months, says, I do love that Harris is having to oversee her own loss and Trump's win getting confirmed. It's a beautiful thing. It's symmetry. MAGA 2025 says Philip H. Hale. Jason Hardy has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership, and DD67 is a new member. Welcome. Thanks, everybody, for supporting Friday Night Dice and supporting this. Thank you to Rumble for allowing us to do a Monday show. Really appreciate that and supporting us. Go support Rumble. What's next? Real BBC tomorrow. I'll probably make a video in the next couple days or so. Oh yeah, not making one tomorrow. So I'll probably have to make one Wednesday for Thursday. Yeah, we'll see how that root canal goes. We'll see how that goes. It fucking sucks, man. Fucking sucks, but that's what happens when, you know, back in the day, you fuck around and you're either not taking care of your teeth or getting them knocked out. Because I've had 3 teeth knocked out of my face forever. So, yeah, that's what happens. I tried to take good care of them in the last 10 years, but still didn't stop that. So, motherfucker. And yeah, no pain medication. So let's fucking go. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun. No pain medication. I will see you tomorrow on Real BBC. We may have Az, we may not, but Mahler will definitely be there. And then Friday Night Tights will be 1 hour early because I've got plans Friday night. I rarely make plans Friday night, but I do have plans with Core Black on Friday night. So we are going to start 1 hour early and end at 6. Our guest will be Razor Fist. Razor Fist returns. Great week for Razor Fist. Great week for Razor Fist. So Razor Fist returns to FNT. In the meantime, thank you to all the Modrotics. Thank you to everyone who joined me here today. Thank you for supporting us all of 2024. Best year Nerdrotics ever had. Oh, by the way, tomorrow will be the 11-year anniversary of me starting the channel. Can't believe it's been that long. I started this channel. It wasn't called Nerdrotic at the time, but the main channel over there was started on the 7th of January, 2014, which became Nerdrotic 11 years ago. Crazy. Now, shit didn't happen for a few years, but yeah, 11 years ago. So we got that. So we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. But thanks, everyone. Thanks all the lurkers and everybody left a super chat and donation. He'll help get the lights on. Have a very happy January 6th. Wait. Have a very happy January 6th. There we go. Light your lecterns. Light your lecterns. And have a wonderful day. Go to D-Day Cobra. Is he still streaming? Let me check. Can we do that? Let me see if D-Day Cobra is still streaming. Yeah, he's streaming right now. So I don't think we have Raid ready, but I think I should be able to at least put the link in. I don't know if it'll be good because I'm doing this from there we go. You might have to copy and paste that. I can't tell if it's good or not, but that's the link to Jeremy's stream. Go raid Jeremy for continued entertainment, and I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao.